before 2016 would have also been consigned to a future of head portraiture. Now, how did the lives of all these young men and women take a dramatic turn? How did that poor boy from Kojokrom end up as a sports prefect in an elite school like Accra Academy? How did the young man from the village near Adesu end up in Adesu Secondary School and now on his way to a university in the United Kingdom? These are stories of just a few of the hundreds and perhaps thousands of young men and women in nearly every hamlet, village, town, and city across the country. What did it take to rescue these young men and women from a life of hopelessness to a life of hope? It took the votes of 5,755,758 Ghanaians to make Akufo-Addo president, and for him to implement his vision of free SHS, which has revived the hopes of these young boys and girls, and of course, the hopes of thousands of others of a better future. Now, fellow Ghanaians, think about the wasted years of 2009 to 2017, actually to January 2017, during which period 800,000 young boys and girls ended up in the streets after junior high school. Many of them are still on the streets. We have lost many of them to drug addiction, and even worse, to prison houses. There is wisdom in the sociological theory that humans are what society makes them. And the single most important factor for the transformation of societies is leadership. And this is what the election of 2016 taught us. As Shakespeare said, and I quote, "There's a tide in the affairs of men," of course it includes women, "which taken at the flood leads to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and misery," unquote. Thankfully, the more than 5 million Ghanaians who voted for Akufo-Addo in 2016 took the opportunity that beckoned, and by it, they have put this country back on the path of progress and development. In the Akan version of the national anthem, we are told that those who have gone before us have done their bit. It is for me and you to continue from where they left off. I am sure that those who voted for Akufo-Addo in 2016 and who sadly have joined their ancestors would be smiling from the other side at all the good stories that their votes have generated. Think about my friend Abdul Razak, the barber near Achimota Lorry Park, who because of 5 years of doomso was hardly able to keep body and soul together. Think about how he closed shop often and sent the many apprentice young boys and girls home to a future of hopelessness. Think about Abdul Razak today, whose salon is now buzzing with activity thanks to the restoration of power by the visionary Akufo-Addo. Let us make progress. Let us come out in our numbers and help take these young men and women's future to its logical next step. A leader is the person who takes the bull by the horns. A leader does not complain. A leader accepts responsibility for his or her life and his or her decisions. In a recent interview with Kwesi Pratt, you heard candidate Mahama of the NDC saying that his campaign is slow because Akufo-Addo has not fixed the roads. No wonder candidate Mahama has become the butt of many jokes in Ghana. This is laughable. For all the 8 years that candidate Mahama was the monarch of all he surveyed, he managed to do only a single road in all the 5 regions of the north. Even that road, Fufulso Sola, is in deplorable state as we speak. In any event, is he not the one who wrote a green book painting a very glossy picture of the state of infrastructure in Ghana? As the former Central Regional Chairman of the NDC has said, why is candidate Mahama calling on Akufo-Addo to fix roads? Alote Jacob says all the roads had been fixed in the Green Book. John Mahama accepts no responsibility for anything, including the slowness of his campaign. Hey, amazing. Yet he wants to be credited with all the good things that are happening under President Akufo-Addo. After claiming that he introduced free SHS, which, as I stated, has become the butt of many jokes in Ghana, now says he started one district, one factory. As Gideon Boaku says, JM will soon claim that he is the one who carried Jesus' cross. Have you seen that JM is now rewriting the entire NDC manifesto? JM has absolutely no faith in manifestos. He doesn't believe in them. He sees them as empty ritual, which are just a part of the requirements for prosecuting a presidential campaign. But it is even worse that he does not believe in his own manifesto. You can be wishy-washy about everything and anything, but to be wishy-washy about a manifesto too, haba. If I was in the classroom, I would write an academic article titled "From Chimpe to Mafaninyina: The Story of a Confused Presidential Campaign." Today, JM says that in the unlikely event that he wins, he will absorb the fees of all who enter university next year. So what has become of the manifesto commitment to absorb half? What went into the Chimpe thinking? We cannot say it enough. JM is wishy-washy, flippy-floppy, indecisive, completely bereft of ideas as to how to run a nation. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, just refer to a copy of the Parliamentary Hansard of 22nd June 2006, and I have in my hands a copy of the Hansard of 22nd June 2006. And when you turn to question number 501, it stands in the name of one John Dramani Mahama, Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboy, which means candidate Mahama of the NDC. In this, he is asking and basically chastising President Kufuor for failing to divide the then northern region, because he alleges in this Hansard that the then Yogbonwura Bawadoshi had petitioned the president for the division of the northern region. And he was wondering why that had not been done. Even when the Honorable Minister for Presidential Affairs at that time, the Honorable Kojo Mpieni, was trying to draw his attention to the processes that need to be followed, he would have none of it. But as they say, God doesn't sleep. A few years later, he became vice president. And according to him, even in his vice presidency, he really was running the affairs of state. And then subsequently became president. What did he do about dividing the northern region? About giving his own people, the people of Savannah, a region which they had been clamoring for ages? What did he do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zilch. He went to sleep completely, just enjoying the trappings of office. For somebody who spoke passionately about creating the Savannah region in 2006, one would have expected that it would be one of the first things that he would tackle when he becomes president. But no, he was plagued by doubt, as he always has been since his childhood. Listen to candidate Mahama talk about himself in his own book, My First Coup d'etat. And I quote him, "All the decisions I have made in my life," all, he says all, every single decision he's made in his life has been plagued with doubt. Doubt. In simpler language, John Mahama is saying of himself that he's never been certain about anything in life. That is a terrible judgment to make of your own self. And how do you expect to entrust the affairs of state to somebody who has no certainty about anything ever in life? Because leadership is about certainty. It's about certainty of vision. It's about conviction. It's about steadfastness. It's about belief. It's about confidence. These are the things that make leadership anywhere, from the Australian Sea to the coast of South Africa. That is what it is. It is a universal principle. If you don't have it, you don't qualify for leadership. I will go on. He says of himself, it can be challenging to sustain that feeling of hope or the belief that things will turn out for the best. Again, I would explain in simpler language. What he's saying is that for him, he's never been able to sustain the belief that anything will turn out right. It is basically an accentuation of his first statement that he's always plagued by doubt. Again and again, I have felt, and I'm quoting him on, again and again, I have felt like that boy, Dramani, on the bicycle going downhill fast, without any brakes, and not knowing which way to turn. Unquote. It took the boldness of leadership and vision of President Akufo-Addo to give candidate Mahama a region. President Akufo-Addo gave him a region, the Savannah region. The people of Savannah will remember on December 7th. You saw when he went to Damango a few days ago and saw the groundswell of support for our candidate for Damango, Abu Jinapo, the deputy chief of staff. You heard what he said about Abu Jinapo? Said he should go to his father's hometown and contest. He shouldn't come here to Damango, where his mother comes from. How can a former president be so ignorant about the basic laws of Ghana, about basic laws that qualify somebody to stand for parliamentary candidacy? You don't have that understanding. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, it will seem that candidate Mahama is still on that bicycle without brakes and going downhill, confused as to which way to turn. But inshallah, we shall not be passengers on his bicycle, which per his own conclusion is doomed to end in a ditch. Indeed, we got off his bicycle in 2016 when we got to the Jubilee House Junction. We are no longer interested in riding on that bicycle. We are on board the Akufo-Addo train, and it is bound to glory. It has restored the hopes of thousands of young boys and girls. It has revived small, medium, and large-scale industries by resolving the power crisis that he plunged us into. It has brought the smile back on the faces of farmers with the Planting for Food and Jobs program. It has brought back the smile on the faces of Zongo people who are now a central part of Ghana's development planning agenda. Hitherto, they lived in the margins where the NDC turned them into vote banks. It has brought back the smile on the face of the sick who hitherto would die because there is no ambulance to take them to a hospital. We remember how in September of 2016, the NDC had to recall the allocation of all MDAs in order to pay salaries. We remember how teachers who went to education officers to request for recommendation letters were asked to bring their own paper, their own A4 sheets on which those letters would be typed. The Ministry of Education did not have the wherewithal to buy an A4 sheet for district education officers. We remember how a teacher in the Eastern region asked the then second lady for chalk and how she was chastised, derided, berated, and insulted by the then Minister for Education. We remember how we threw our hands up in despair and went to the IMF for a rescue mission because in candidate Mahama's own words at that time, quote, "We had eaten the meat to the bone," unquote. Can you now imagine the irony, fellow Ghanaians? The people who were in need of a rescue now purport to be rescuers. My uncle loves to say, "Physician, heal thyself." Candidate Mahama is the one that needs rescuing. He needs rescuing from self-doubt. He needs rescuing from indecisiveness. As for we, the Ghanaian people, we have decided to choose vision, decisiveness, bold leadership, and purposefulness. These are the qualities that will take us to the promised land, not self-doubt. A leader needs to know where to turn. Otherwise, you will crash the bicycle. To Ghanaian youth, I say this to you. All the good things that you see happening today did not come about by accident. They have come about as a result of careful planning, born out of vision. And I repeat, vision. And not just vision, the vision of two presidents, two successive MPP governments. The government of President Kufuor and the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. If you are enjoying free SHS today, then you were probably born during the presidency of President Kufuor and your mother enjoyed free maternal health care. Then in your growing years, you had the national health insurance. It is important that you be reminded that the NDC walked out of parliament when the MPP introduced the national health insurance bill in parliament. They wanted nothing to do with it. Indeed, today, they are basically threatening to kill the national health insurance scheme with their promise of free primary health care. The NHIS is funded by premiums. So if people are supposed to access health care for free, why should they pay NHIS premiums? We are in grave danger of going back to the bitter years of cash and carry with the NDC's hollow promise of free primary health care. In any event, the NDC is not credible on health care. They promised in 2008 to introduce a one-time premium. What happened to it? Nothing. Why have they abandoned it? Why? It wasn't thought through? It wasn't thought through? We thought that manifesto crafting processes are processes where the best brains of a political party come together, think through, examine all the theories, turn things upside down, and then they craft a program of action that is supposed to lead the way in Ghana's development. And then you craft a program like that. And now you don't want to have anything to do. You are not talking about one-time premiums anymore. Amazing, amazing, amazing. The NDC has no policy credibility. For many young boys and girls across the country, the school feeding program is the reason they go to school. The school feeding program has galvanized enrollment and retention for millions of children. We must protect our progress. Let us vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to move our country forward and secure our future. The discovery of oil was not by accident. The GNPC was always there. It was there in all the years that the NDC was in office, and its antecedent organization, the PNDC. The GNPC was always there. But it was all over the place. It had no focus. It took the visionary and focused leadership of President Kufuor to refocus the energies of the GNPC to its core mandate. Even when President Kufuor's efforts paid off, they derided it and called it Adwengo. They fought the free SHS program and every program that brings relief and succor to people. Today, the United Nations humanitarian program says that there will be hunger in many parts of the world, including Africa, on account of COVID-19. Indeed, many countries are already experiencing the effects of COVID-19 on food production. Yet in Ghana, we are net exporters of food today, thanks to the Planting for Food and Jobs program. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, why? We were not here in 2016 when Ghana was importing plantain from Cote d'Ivoire. Plantain from Cote d'Ivoire. If we must eat Kofi Brookman by the streets, that one too, we must go to Cote d'Ivoire. Thankfully, President Akufo-Addo has taken out of that misery. And inshallah, the Ghanaian people will remember. They do not have short memories, as candidate Mahama believes. And the NDC knows that it has lost the election. So it is resorting to throwing in fake videos alleging corruption on the part of the president. It will not wash. It will not wash. We believe that the Ghanaian people are very intelligent, discerning people. Why? This continent, you think it was an accident that we produced the JB Dankwes and the Akwajeis and the SD Dombos and the Professor Buziers and the likes by accident, that we were the first country south of the Sahara to attain independence? It is by accident that we are called the Black Star of Africa. It is not by accident. It is by the intelligence, dexterity, tenacity, resilience, and sheer bravado of the people who constitute this country called Ghana. It is the reason we are who we are. So we do not have short memories at all. It is not true. I challenge that notion. I challenge that notion that Ghanaian people have short memories. I find it very insulting. It is not true. We are a people who are very aware. And so they throw in these fake videos with the belief that people are not discerning. So they cannot discern the fake from the real. It's all over the social media. Yesterday, they even dared to play it on a television station. We are coming after that television station. I'm sending notice to that television station that showed that fake video. It is defamatory of the president of the Ghana. We are not going to take it lying down. We are not going to take it lying down. It was unethical. It was unprofessional. And we're going to take you on. You take old videos of campaign donation and distort it, seeking to make it look like a recent video. Come on, come on, come on. Is the NDC so incompetent even at faking things? Faking, just fake something. Fake it, keke. There's a pastor who's been preaching sometimes and saying, in Kwi, Nkofobi Ohoa, Atemuda, Otumfo Nyankopon ka se nwe wo se keke na ko heaven kra won timi nwe ne se. Music keke ne ko heaven. And also untimi. Fakey keke, fakey ade, fakey. And also untimi fakey. Afi ope si ubu mind. You want to rule, run a nation, and you can't fake things. And listen to the spurious explanation that the president took in their fake video a bribe of $14,000. $40,000 in 2016 was 168,000 cedis. 168,000 Ghana cedis. Really? 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 And they think that people will believe. Let's even escalate it to $40,000 at current rates. That gives you about 230,000 Ghana cedis. 230,000 Ghana cedis. It cannot buy the engine of the Ford Expedition that candidate Mahama took from Kanazoe. That this amount. It can't buy the engine of that Ford Expedition that you took. Hey! Pathetic souls. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, fellow Ghanaians, we should teach the NDC that decency and ethical behavior are very much a part of politics. Indeed, politicians, more than everybody else, should be ethical. Governance is serious business. When unethical people like those in the NDC assume the governance of a country, then what happened in Ghana pre-2016 is what happens. You have a demoralized society, collapsed businesses, broken financial sector, collapsed educational system, and a ruined economy. We shall not go back. We are going to show you, and now I require you to turn your cameras. We are going to show you the original video and the fake video that they are putting out in the public space. And intelligent people as you are, you make your own judgment as to whether President Akufo-Addo will take a bribe of 230,000 cedis that cannot buy the engine of the Ford expedition that John Mahama took from Kanazoe. Let's watch it.
Good people of Ghana, as the election draws nearer, many are the issues that are rolling in the public domain. Some scandals, some untruths. So many issues are bubbling around. One key issue that I want to talk about in this video is the issue of bribery allegation that is being put on Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. That issue, I want to say it categorically, that issue is blatant falsehood. It's lies, it's concocted stories, it is just made for political vilification. Now, I saw the video. When I saw the video, personally, I was surprised. I was like, and I was a bit worried. But then I asked further, and then I saw this original video. Now watch the fake video. See what the lies and the concoction and the doctored things that has happened in that tape.
What you mean at the Okuhu and Chama? What was it? Senkana. And Chama here and the person I don't know. Or that's what says in one by night that I know you said behind you. You could be director for urban roads.
Transport Ministry.
So, Department of Urban Roads, they are only under Ministry of Transport.
This is the opposite of the highway.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then said, civil servants are more efforts and kind.
And then once we are this month, we have realized that they are meeting the wrong people on
and of course, the first business is the number child now and the assembly so.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say.
No, this.
If I told me brain, and then maybe I'll let him do that.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, maybe. Nini Lieutenant Colonel Damoa. Yes, Mama Buzia fee. Mitro videos be our training military for. Into Your Excellency, and the pay by your chronobonia, a larger bus, and since we are Chimena. A month for Hana, see a new office or your politics, and so on your politics office or a civil servant. On the Bonabia or hot dance, and so turn a month for time. I almost say a begin Africa. Say, Yamra, and the power chomano, and can cry a woman chill. Na the good to be every form. Na time or more time or no. One more a year, and so a month for by a say a so Pascal Bimrel. Now, also say, or need the hour, you bet me $40,000 in from real. Now, the good to do from the position of manual almost science from a dam.
Okay. Oh, but I need to have a name.
Yeah.
And then watch the original tape so that you see exactly what happened. Watch the video.
Oh, you mean at the Okuhu and Tama?
Mabusia.
Sankana, or the T-shirts be a more cacao officer at the blow. Now, Antama's here and the I don't know. Or that's what says in one by night that I know you send me behind you. You could be director for urban roads.
Transport Ministry.
Department of Urban Roads. We are the Ministry of Transport.
This is the opposite of the highway.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then civil servants more efforts and kind.
And then once we are this month, we have realized that I am meeting the wrong people all the time.
And of course, the first business is the number child now is then the T-shirts will get a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say. If I told me brain, and then maybe I'll let him do that.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, maybe. Nini Lieutenant Colonel Damoa. Yes, Mama Buzia fee. Mitro videos be our training military for. Since then, no. Yeah, I'm saying, workload in our city. I went to Obama money, said, yeah, or Mobuana, the Adeno, and me drew so when I say no. Young Mama ho, and Cobona money, Ebia, don't per se or Muya Dia. I say, Ebia proposals be or Nimna, the Adena, your marketing kitty he said, Person Monsuga Bois. Uboya Mania, yes, the soup. Na mwaka cry beti adi abuwa no na yabuwa si kusi anape oba ili si wakuta nisemo 40,000 adi akati siyese no kelebe ya chiri no mwa biya ya umbiya no beti mi akomikiti
Okay. Oh, so I need to have a name.
Yeah.
So when you live here, yeah.
Now, from the video, it is clear that the lady Fozia and Yakubu went to see Madam Amabuzia. The lady Fozia is a supporter of the MPP. She's a businesswoman. She says it in the video that they've been supporting the party, they've been supporting Nana, but she's never had the opportunity to meet Nana. So Madam Amabuzia links them to the former Ghana ambassador to Japan, His Excellency Ejay Bewa, who accompanies them to see Nana Addo. This lady mentions in her message when she allowed Yakubu to tell their story. Yakubu said it clearly that they had come to make a donation of t-shirts and 40,000. That 40,000 is 40,000 Ghana cedis.
Si anapewa baidi si wakuta nimesema 40,000 hadi akati sisi no beya chiri no mo bia e umbia no e betimi akomekiti.
You watch the video. You can see on the sample t-shirt they brought the 2016 slogan, Arise for Change 2016. It's on it. The t-shirt they brought has 2016 slogan on it, Arise for Change 2016. And still they want people to think that this is a new video. Now, in the doctored tape, in the doctored video, you see that immediately Yakubu mentions Nana's name and says, oh, Nana, I've met you before. Then all of a sudden, somebody that you're already calling Nana, then he says, Your Excellency.
Let me do the talking.
Yeah, Nana. I'm saying, maybe Nini, the Tana Canal de Moi. Yes, yeah, Mama Buziafi. Mitro videos be our training and military for. Into Your Excellency, and the pay by your chronoboy, a larger bus, and since we are a month for Hana, office or your politics.
Just to bring viewers' mind to the point that he is talking to an already elected president. That is a big lie. This event took place way back in 2016, few months before the presidential elections. One more reason that confirms the fact, because I've looked into it and I've gotten the facts. That's why I'm speaking confidently about this issue. Nana Addo makes mention that Pembi Ra is his friend. And the lady Fozia also says, yeah, that's my uncle. And in their conversation, it becomes clear, vividly clear, that he said the Pembi Ra who was recently enskined. The Pembi Ra, from all facts and records, was enskined on the 21st of August, 2016.
The new chief of Pemba.
Pembi.
My great friend.
Okay, Bismarck.
Oh,
he's my uncle.
He's your uncle?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bismarck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
In the doctored video, this Yakubu guy quickly jumps from when he's talking about the t-shirts to start, and then he started talking about Alhaji Abbas, mentioning names and making requests, which were all not part of the original video. Until I saw the original video, I was like, But when I saw the original video, I was like, oh God, the God of MPP is good. The God of Nana Addo is so good. This is sheer wickedness. It gets annoying. I mean, when would politics in Ghana become politics of issues, politics of what has been achieved by a government versus what another government had done? Why do we always have to force ourselves to find fault when there is no fault? Now, they've tried Nana Addo so many times. They've said so many untruths about him. They've all not washed. Everything they stick, it comes down. Because Nana Addo is incorruptible. And this is clear. The donation is fully legal. The lady who came to make the donation is an MPP member who has been supporting the party already. She made a harmless donation. Even watch the lady's attitude. If you watch the video carefully, you see that she's elated, meeting Nanado, the fact that she's finally met him one-on-one, and she requests a photograph.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Yakubu. Yes, Daddy.
How come you don't know?
You want to take
Please, can we take a picture again?
Mahama first.
I'm his agent. I charge
No problem.
Let me take it first with you.
I pray we are able to get you to bring us here next time.
That's great. It's okay?
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so we'll come again.
I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
Thank you.
And after the photograph, you could quickly hear Yakubu saying that, oh, this photo will be a good evidence. I'm sure to the lady, she is thinking this is a good evidence to show that at least I supported the MPP's campaign. I supported Nanado during the campaign. Unknown to her, Silas Yakubu Achilu had another agenda. He had come into the meeting already with a pen recorder. This pen recorder, he had put it on and he was recording the full incident and decided to cut out the areas that presents the truth of the story and rather doctors his voice and brings issues that will make Nanado look corrupt. Why would a human being do this? For what gain? Because the truth is out. To what gain? I mean, you should ask him for me. Silas Yakubu Achilo from Yape Kusugu. Ask him, why would you do this? Why would you connive and then a political party, no mean political party like the NDC, takes this and they decide to, make this a big issue? This is not an issue. The facts are clear, and it's the facts that I'm laying bare. I cannot sit when you fabricate stories and you lie on somebody like Nanado. And it's just divine that this original video that you watched has come out into the light. In the video, you realize that when Yakubu went into the car, his image showed directly in the windows of the car. And then he thought he has hidden himself. When he was putting off the camera, his image showed again. You watch it. You will see his image. And you can ask him, wherever you find him, why would he do this? Why? To what gain? We are in an election year. Every government is talking about what they can do. Every political party, every leader is saying what they've done. It's an election of track record. Why would people decide to create untruth when there's no truth? Good people of Ghana, the facts have been laid bare to you. You've seen it yourself. You've seen the truth from the lies, the truth from the fabrications. Please, disregard it with the contempt it deserves. Disregard it totally. You cannot mock God. You can't. You can't try to do something that when the there is not there, you can't bring it there. Please, stay focused. We are on course. Election 2020, we are voting Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo at number 1. The battle still remains the Lord's.
Enuanom adofo Ghanafo Ghana mamba michiamo michia obi biara otie yen na meda nsentwerofo ase se de bia yeto nsafra mo amoba mo boy ensem no hu so edewuro ekire amansan ama nsempana ɛyɛ a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde tu dwa no moma amanfoɔ nso edu amanfoɔ aso yɛda mo ase ewie yi ne amaka no tintintin wɔ brɔfo kasa mu no ne nyinaa ekosi sɛ enche yɛkɔ abatoɔ na yakɔyi ɔman panyin aka ɛna bɛyɛ enum bi anasɛ nan po na yakɔto aba no na yɛkɔto aba yi ɛna mekaikae Ghanafoɔ sɛ yɛnkae ansa na 2016 election bɛba no sɛneɛ mmranteɛ ne ababaawa bi a nkane no yɛwie junior secondary school a junior high school a yɛntimi ɛnkɔ yɛnim ɛnkɔ secondary school ansa na 2017 free SHS bɛba ɔman Ghana no na nipa dodoɔ 100,000 Ghanaian young men and women ɛna wɔn ntimi nya kwan ɛnkɔ senior high school ɛsan sɛ ohia nti ɛni bie nti ɛnɛ yɛhu videos bebree ne nam awiemu ne nam WhatsApp so ne ade Shadrach Entwia ɔyɛ sports prefect ɛwɔ Accra Academy ɔka nasɛm sɛ ɛnyɛ free SHS a nkɔno mɔbrɔ wate sɛ wɔ no ɔyɛ den na waba Accra Academy mpo ɛna wabɛyɛ sports prefect wɔ Entwi ana ɔte Lake Bosomtwe so ɛchinam ɛyɛ errand boy ɛma wɔn a wɔn kɔ ɛkɔchinam ɛnɛ ɔno nso wasɛ afata onua yi a nansen yɔkɔ Adesi secondary school a wasiba ya otwa ne nyinaa 81C a ɛnɛ aban asanyama ne scholarship sɛ ɔbɛkɔ UK maimu na wakɔyɛ university wɔ hɔ no wei no mu nyinaa ɛne me nua Rukaya a ɔwɔ aboaboa ne maame ɛyɛ kaya yi a nka ɔno nso ɛhwɛ sɛ daakye ɔno nso bɛnyi no wayɛ kaya yi ni bi a sesei no ɛsan sɛ free SHS nkyini no ɔmo nyinaa no ɔmo hyɛbrɛ asesa inti no ɛne yɛse saa nneɛma yi nyinaa no amma ne kwa na mmom nipa bi 5,777,758 Ghanafoɔ bi ɛna 2016 ɔmo si ɔmo adwin pi ɛyɛ sɛ wɔn bɛto aba ama Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo a ɔmo to saa aba no a ɛnam saa aba no nti no Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ɛbɛyɛ President Akufo-Addo a ɔyɛ President Akufo-Addo no nti no ɛna ama saa nkurɔfoɔ yi nyinaa wɔn hyɛ brɛ no ayɛ den asesa nansen nti no abatoɔ no yɛnto aba kwa yɛto aba sɛ yɛdaakye entia nti yɛnkɔ ne yɛnkɔto aba no obi bɛka bum bum yɛnto no bum 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 saa ɛmfa ma Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo efi sɛ yɛto aba ne saa ɛbɛma yɛn politicians no yɛhu sɛ otumfo Nyankopɔn edi tumi ɛhyɛ wɔn nsa wɔn fan hyɛ wɔn nsa sɛ bra na bɛgye w'ani kɛkɛ na yɛ deɛ wopɛ na di Ghana sika pasca no ɛsɛe no kɛkɛ na mmom Ghanafoɔ no yɛpɛ obi a ɔbɛba no wabɛyɛ dwuma na resources a otumfo Nyankopɔn de ahyɛ fam ama yɛ nyinaa hwɛ Ghana gold diamond bauxite oil ɛnyɛ nipa baakofoɔ deɛ a ɛyɛ nyinaa yɛ deɛ bisa wo ho sɛ ansa na Akufo-Addo bɛyɛ president of Ghana no nka ye bisa wo sɛ Ghana oil no wo hyɛ yɛ den a nka wo betimi aka wo na wo die wonim sɛ ɛyɛ bia yɛ se yɛayɛ akwan ne yɛ nam so ne ade but wo ankasa no as a human being personally no sika no ahe na wo hyɛ ɛyɛ ɛna Akufo-Addo sese ɔse Ghana ni ba biara ɔbɛkɔ JHS biara no ɔbɛkɔ akɔ secondary school akɔ technical school free nti picture free SHS sɛ ɛyɛ 1,500 2,000 cedis na nka wodi kotua school fees ɛna Akufo-Addo de ahyɛ wo nsa sɛ kotua because watua ma school authorities no ɛna nti na wo ba no enya kwan akɔ school so say no ɛwɔ ade a Ghana ni bia betimi aka sɛ Ghana resources no obia ayɛ den enya ne chefa Inti ena ye ka se ebi mu abeye bi amaye yenkai enkrofo bi no mu a na won ye hairdressers barbers ene ne nkeka ho a nkane no se dum so mfie numu a ne ye wo dum so mu nti no omutu omusalons mu epamo apprentice nyina akotena fie sesei wokọ salons ni nyina ye biebie ema mabawa any young men and women obia timi ba sesei onkofo sua nsano adwuma a eno no daache no obetimi e de ahwe ne ho ansa na Akufo-Addo beba no 2009 to 2017 nkola poly 800,000 ena omuka stiti so esan se omontimi enko school nti ebi mu abrabo apaska sei ebi kura akodidi nsemboni bi ema ebi kura dida jail ne ade wei ena amasa ne oman nyina asesa e wo Ghana ha Akufo-Addo adaworo manti na President Mahama, former President Mahama, says we candidate Mahama. As a free SHS no ono no shase. They say the matters or say one district one fraction no shase. And a madam for Gideon Bako ka say enya boni. Yesu Kristo na sendua na ye de bon na sendua wo na wo so aye fa. Bibia wo na wo ye. Na onuanom ono ankasa ni book a wo kyroye a wo frɛ no my first coup d'etat ono ankasa ka sɛ ono sɛ otumfo nyankopɔn bɔ no ba awiase besi ne ontimi nsi na dwen pi e wo bibie mu da e wo wiase mu a obae ono na okasa afa ne ho e wo ne book mu last page of my first coup d'etat opa akɔhwɛ o sɛ ontumfo nyankopɔn ba no bɔ no ba awiase ontimi nsi na dwen pi da they beat that on anything. No be on me see na green pea on anything or my man ye say. Because send your madam for Michael Kwe no more can or Mukrum Casano. Presidency no yen yano Marque my wife. My tribe Marque. And ya no any dubu mine. And ya do ne dubu mine. Obi so want me see na green pea dear. Just a bibiano or yano matra Marque, matra Marque. Na sa matra makwe no eno na ma 2016 all the way 2009 to 2017 Ghana ya brabo nyina e pascal sa no e bi nsi biom e pese ye kan ekoyenim na President Akufo-Addo ni oma bebre ni oma pa esisi wo Ghana ha nyina enra ye meeting bi na me ka kire me nkrofo no say yapon e na omo se omo be ye Christian prayer. And I'm saying me Christian prayer and pesi ya to nyumbia se Christo for toa me de pa yes say I say danko nyame aye ne wo wa eye on fa nyoma pa ya esisi ni na free rade ho for yes, one farmer, me shira ni na free radio. I say that for yes. Enuano medama se nyoma pa esisi ni nyina fe urade ho na mom kai hu ne se obroni se the voice of the people is the voice of God. Nyoma pa esisi efri otumfo nyankopon na mom efri wabatwo nyansa otumfo nyankopon de hye Ghanafoɔ mu se yento abano mfa ha eno na ema saa nyoma pa no den esisi nti se ye hyira otumfo nyankopon a ye san hyira Ghanafoɔ nso Sa 5,755,000 Ghanaians now want to Abama Akufo-Addo beye o mampenye shira monso otumfo nyankopon enshira Ghana ni biara 2016 otu Abama Nanado won a woman to Abama Nanado mpo otumfo nyankopon enshira won na won ma won nimdie any understanding a ebeti won ma yen hu se abato eyi o mampanyin no enye yakomemu epe ene wo se yede ye na emom oman edo ene wo se ye menuanom African traditional religion won sum bibini esom bibifo som no omo say service to mankind is a prayer and a service to God. Wo sum nipa no na wo sum nyame mo kai say Yesu Kristo ese edanu du a atemu da no ebi mu beba abeka say Yesu yenie ye wonwade wo odi mu ne ade Bible say obeka che on say da bi minimum na emom anya ma mo yonku nipa no me na mo yi me ma ye no inti yonku do ne ejumaden a yeye edi peje nipa edi hire nipa sesa nipa shabre no e kanyamesom mu nti Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo de otumfo nyankopon enhira no da 2016 year na ye crab bode ye crab bode edifi Burkina Côte d'Ivoire ansa na ye didi Kofi Brokman kra obeto ade se efri Burkina na aba Côte d'Ivoire na aba e ba ne sen sa se ye yi sa ne o mani nyina efri ho eyi na ya no mo ehu se omo be lose elections no na insha Allah omo be lose say omo so no omo nenam say omo so omo ko campaign ni bi omo ti de nipa ka kire won nti na omo dwane ba ye be ka say free SHS kra omo na omo de ba ye no because obi aka chem say masa say Akufo-Addo nya hwe ma ye nkra free SHS nko anti no ye beto aba e de ama no nti na omo ye say yen claim say free SHS no kra ye ne ye de ba ye na esan say omo lose election nti no omo kofa fake video bi 2016 obi ebe donate t-shirts any sika edima Akufo-Addo campaign Arise for Change campaign 2016 no e na omakofa e na omadane video no ona omde ni omahihye na omayi bi efri mu na omokase President Akufo-Addo aje bribe $40,000 e na me kase $40,000 no and exchange rate kura no e 230,000 Ghana cedis na sa 230,000 Ghana cedis yi Ford expedition na John Mahama Jeffrey Kanazoyi hono Ford expedition bribe na o Jeffrey Kanazoyi hono eno enye video enye fake ono ankasa G2 mu se waje na emom o de ato presidential fleet ni mu sa Ford expedition no ni engine kura no 230,000 cedis no entimi nto na a whole omampanyi akoje bribe 230,000 cedis say ode yede ena we omo atuatu awie mu esan say won wan ye omadwen say on say Ghana for sebe ye nkaye eswa ye nche ne ye wrefi ade okay okase ye nkaye swa anase enche ne ye wrefi ade a is another way say o ka kire ye say sebe misreka o ka kire ye say sebe ya dwemu NCP ye nimu nyansa. That's what they want to tell us. So until now they can throw this fake video into the system with the hope say amanfo obeye den ebeje no manedi, but say ne mu hu ye no ya kire mo original video no ya kire mo fake no ne baby a omo doctor no ye ade no it's not going to fly. Allahumma malikal mulku tuti mulka man tasha'u wa tanzi'u mulka mimman tasha'u wa tu'izzu man tasha'u wa tuzillu man tasha'u biyadikal khairu innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. Otumfo nyankopon ene sihene ono ena ne ope no na odi na sihene se wo ye tietia se wo ye tintin se ye fra Mustafa Hami se obi niu papa tumfo nyankopon emfa ne ho du sihene enye wa ho fe enye tintin gram a wo ye otumfo nyankopon na si hene ono nso na ne opɛ no na watu no ahenie so na ɔde no esi hɔ na ɔde obi ayɛ den aba nti abato na ayɛto no mo Ghanafoɔ ne yɛhwɛ mo anim ene mo kasa sɛ monhwɛ otumfo nyankopon anim na monhwɛ yɛ madaache na monhwɛ Ghana mpuntuo na monhwɛ ne esi dada na monto aba no ma Nana Akufo-Addo na moto aba no ma Akufo-Addo a yɛbɛsom Ghana man yɛbɛsom Ghanafoɔ akyɛnsan ne yɛasom mo in the first 4 years no medam ase otumfo nyankopon hyira yɛ nyina.
Good people of Ghana, as the election draws nearer, many are the issues that are rolling in the public domain. Some scandals, some truths. So many issues are bubbling around. One key issue that I want to talk about in this video is the issue of bribery allegation that is being put on Nana Akufo-Addo. That issue, I want to say it categorically, that issue is blatant falsehood. It's lies, it's concocted stories, it is just made for political vilification. Now, I saw the video. When I saw the video, personally, I was surprised. I was like, and I was a bit worried. But then I asked further, and then I saw this original video. Now watch the fake video. See what the lies and the concoction and the doctored things that has happened in that tape.
Oh, you mean at the Okuhu and Chama? Senkana. Na Chama here and the I don't know. Or that's what says in the Kwambanya, I know you said behind you. You could be director for urban roads.
Transport Ministry.
Department of Urban Roads. They are away under Ministry of Transport.
This is the opposite of the highway.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then said, civil servants or more F1 some kind.
And you want to hear this one, so we have realized that I am
I see. Okay.
We're meeting the wrong people on this one.
And of course, the first business is the number child now is as a more so.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, I don't even know what to say. If I told me brain, I didn't buy it, I'll let you do that.
Yeah, Nana. I'm saying, I'm ready. Mini the Tana Canal de Moa. Yes, yeah, Mama Busia fee. I'm videos be our training and have military for. Into Your Excellency. And the pay by a chronoble, a larger bus, and since we are in a month for Hana, see a new office or your politics, and so on your politician office or a civil servant. On deep on the beer or hot dance, and so turn a month for time. I almost say a begin Africa. Say, Yamra, and the power to man, and can cry a woman chill. Na ne kutuji ebu form na taya omo time no wan mamu a eye yie na nso amanfo bae so yesi wan pasika bi mre o na ono so say o ni bia wo no ho de obetimi a ne $40,000 ya famre o na ne kutuji form udi position no manu a o ma usansi from that.
Okay. Oh. But so I need to have a name.
Yeah.
And then watch the original tape so that you see exactly what happened. Watch the video.
Oh, you mean at the Okuhu and Chama? Senkana. Oh, the T-shirts be a more capable officer at the draw.